Well, let's switch gears here. We got to talk about some of the movers that we're tracking this morning. Shares of SoFi, they're jumping, as Destiny's Child would say, up by about 7.8% right now, early this Tuesday morning. The fintech company, they're saying the fintech company that actually offers private student loans and refinancing, they're benefiting from President Biden's and House Speaker McCarthy's debt ceiling tentative deal, which would reinstate student loan payments and the accrual of interest later on this summer. This was one of the names that's been called out within the street. BTIG had commentary that put out a few of those notable winners as well this morning.
Yeah, so this has been such an overhang for SoFi, right? Because this keeps getting pushed back and back and back. And the real key for SoFi is when the refinancing of student debt, that cycle really begins anew. The shares are up 8% this morning, but something caught my eye that same note from BTIG said. We remain unconvinced that there will be a tidal wave of refi activity in the student loan space. That's because of the move, they say, in interest rates and a perception in the market that moving to a private loan could mean missing out on any future government beneficence. I can't even say that word. But the point is, the Supreme Court is considering this as well. The Biden administration then might propose legislation on this. So there's still some uncertainty surrounding this and whether there might be future legislative or executive debt relief of some kind.
Yeah, essentially saying within that note, the student loan saga continues as they were kind of rounding out their assessment there. There were a couple other notable winners that they said. I believe Intuit was in there, or at least within that conversation.
Yeah, and H&R Block as well.
Block, and defense names too. It was interesting to see, especially now that we've got a little bit more of a signaling of where funds will be reallocated or cut in some instances. Defense certainly comes into the throes of those conversations as BTIG was reviewing that.
Yeah, it's interesting that we're not seeing that much move in HR Block and Intuit, I believe, but the idea there being that the IRS funding that's set to get a huge increase is now being cut back a little bit. So does that mean potentially less competition for those tax preparation services? And then one more name I want to mention that BTIG highlighted is Equitrans Midstream. This is the developer of the Mountain Valley Pipeline, because as part of this deal, there is possible expediting the approval of that pipeline. 42%, a little tidy gain there for Equitrans. So we'll keep on watching that one as well.